Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to welcome you all here today to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce today, where we are going to explore the Internet of Everything. Now, I'm Rich Cooper. I'm Vice President for Emerging Issues and Research here with the Chamber Foundation. Now, if you've never been here to the Chamber before, the room you're in is called the Hall of Flags. And if you take notice, and the lights will come up a little bit later, you'll be able to see that there are 12 standards around the room of the great explorers that have opened the various hemispheres around the world. Every one of those persons took a huge risk in going out into unknown frontiers, and every one of them opened those frontiers for trade and commerce and discovery. We're going to do very much the same thing today because we are going to explore what we in the Chamber are calling the Internet of Everything. So what does that mean, the Internet of Everything? For as long as we have had recorded history, it has been our languages, our culture, our own curiosity that has linked humanity together. But today we are in the opening days of a new era where technology, data, and connectivity are in a parallel track with our own humanity, linking us not only to the machines and devices, linking not only machines and devices to us, but how we as citizens, consumers, communities, companies, and countries interact with them. For more than a century, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has been a convener of entrepreneurs, policymakers, and innovators, as well as business leaders. We in the Chamber Foundation work with our Chamber colleagues to tell the story of what business does well, what business does that is good, and what the emerging future may look like. Because at the very center of everything in the Internet of Everything is you. You may have noticed when you came in the room that this room has a different look and feel to it. Believe me when I say to you that is by design, because we want you to embrace a different look and feel today as well. From where I'm presently standing, we are going to bring a number of thought-provoking ideas and leaders to you to share those thought-provoking ideas and issues with you, front and center. That's on top of the other top-tier keynoters and panelists that we have brought in today's program. You too are going to be a part of the program as well with some real-time audience polling via the handheld devices that we gave to you when you came in for registration. Those were given to you earlier this morning. If you didn't get one, we can get one to you, or you can just step to the registration desk and we'll be happy to hand one to you. But the content generated by today's program is going to expand far beyond the walls of this room. Like the Internet of Everything, we want to go way beyond that. Before you came into this room, our team handed you a map of sorts. Now, if you take a look at this and you open it up, you'll see that it's got some fast facts about the Internet of Everything, as well as some words from the Chamber's own Tom Donahue. But if you open it a little bit further, you'll find that there's another map, and all of you are sitting in the midst of that map today. This map is your key to what we are saying the Internet of Everything is and more. Now, we see the Internet of Everything tackling issues from transportation, the economy, consumers, healthcare, infrastructure security, cities, trade, policy, and a whole lot more. Every industry is being transformed, and services that we depend on are changing as we are changing our lives every day in the Internet of Everything, because everyone is touched by that Internet of Everything. This map is also your pathway to 30 individual pieces of new content that the Foundation is releasing today to better educate, inform, and inspire the discussion on the Internet of Everything. We've reached out to some of the smartest people in the world for their thinking on these issues because we see this as a new dynamic era and we need lots of discussion about it. We want to inspire the thinking and the dialogue on all of these issues. All of this content is posted off of the Foundation's homepage. You can reach that at uschamberfoundation.org/IOE. And again, over the next several weeks, you're going to see more and more content. Already, we posted new content by former DHS Secretary Michael Chertoff, former White House cyber czar Howard Schmidt, noted British economist Diane Coyle, George Washington University's Frank Salufo, and white hat hacker Jason Street. Those are just some of the names that we have as contributors for this page, and more are being posted. Because over the next several weeks, we're going to be putting more and more content, and we invite you to share that content with your networks as well. Today at the Chamber, our welcome mat is rolled out, our doors are open, because we see the Internet of Everything as crucial to the future of this country and our economy. We're very proud that you have decided to join us this morning and explore this frontier. But before our program begins, let me share with you a couple other points so that you can take in everything that we've assembled. First off, in addition to the agenda card, the map, we gave you an agenda card. That's going to detail everything that we'll be doing today. But we also want to encourage you to pull out your phones and your tablets, because we have put together a program book courtesy of what we call Guidebook. If you flip the map over, you'll see there's a QR code. You can scan that and download the Guidebook. That will give you all of the bios of each of our presenters today so that you can learn more about them. Additionally, when you came in, we gave you a handheld keypad. Now, I've talked about this already. I want you to keep this handy because we're going to be using these in a few short minutes to learn a little bit more about all of you and the issues at hand. These keypads are also going to be used with each of our panels. Every panel is going to open with a series of questions because we're injecting you into the panel discussion as well. So please keep those handy. All we ask is that before you leave today, if you would please return them to the registration desk, because I would like to limit the bill. Please leave them at the registration desk. All right, third, we also want you to keep your phones handy, as well as your tablets. We will be extending the conversation far beyond this room. Our hashtag is IOE4U. Again, that's the number 4 for that, IOE4U. We have monitors on both sides of the room where you can follow the Twitter conversation as well. We also want you to share your questions with our panelists. So if you will email your questions to us at innovate@uschamber.com, we will get to as many of those questions as possible. All we ask is that if you would please give us your name and the organization. That will help us give the panelists even more context to the question that you're offering. Fourth, when you look through that agenda card, you're going to notice that there are no breaks. We will break at lunch, but we have a lot of fast and furious content that we're going to be injecting throughout the day. So if you need to get up and move around, please feel free to do so. Fresh coffee is over in the briefing center, and we'll have additional refreshments this afternoon. But we have a lot of different voices that are going to be injected here today, and so we want to make sure if you feel the need that you need to step out, by all means, please do so. Come back in, because we got a lot of things we want to share with you. Now, we will break at lunch. We'll give you that direction because we will have the wait staff come in to set up everything. You can still grab your same seat, but we're going to have them come in and place everything out so that we can begin our afternoon program. Now, I'm going to ask you to pull out those keypads because we're going to do some real audience polling. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to learn a little bit more about who's in our audience today. So our first question is, who are you? Tell us who you are. Are you with industry, government, an NGO or a think tank, academia, or another category? Take a look at where the letters correspond on here. Punch the letter that corresponds to you. Polling is open. Go. All right, everyone should have found their letter by now, I hope. Let's see what the results tell us. We have a healthy crowd of industry. Well, we in the Chamber of Commerce like a healthy crowd of industry, so we're glad to see that. But we also have a pretty decent mix coming in from associations and think tanks, as well as some of the other groups as well. All right, let's go to our second question. What is your biggest concern about the future of the Internet of Everything, or what we call IOE? Is it A, loss of privacy? B, hacker attacks and infrastructure vulnerability? C, comprehending it all? Or D, being always on the grid? What's your biggest concern? Punch in. All right, let's close polling. Here's what you told us. Infrastructure vulnerability is your number one concern, followed behind with comprehending it all, as well as followed by privacy, and then always being on the grid. Okay, this is great intelligence for our panelists to be able to talk about as we go through the program. Our third question. The thing I am most looking forward to in the Internet of Everything is A, constant connectivity, B, autonomous vehicles, C, more personalized services. What do you think? Okay. All right. Let's close polling. Here's what you told us. More personalized services wins overwhelmingly, and autonomous cars is at the bottom there. All right, that's good to know. Our final question, or final opening question, let me say that. What is the greatest barrier do you see to the future of the Internet of Everything? Is it A, increasing government regulations and controls, B, a lack of standards, C, the personal fears over privacy and vulnerability, or D, understanding it all? Tell us what you think and punch in that letter. All right, let's close polling. Here's what you told us. Personal fears over privacy has a narrow lead over lack of standards and government regulations. All right, that's great intelligence and background for each of our presenters to know about as we go through this program. But with that background in mind, we've already set a pretty vibrant table of rich content and a thought-provoking program. So we're going to get started. Our opening keynote speaker is no stranger to these issues and the challenges that come to the Internet of Everything. In fact, her voice and insights on these issues carry a tremendous amount of weight, whether you be a citizen, a consumer, a company, or a community. Since April of 2012, Maureen Ohlhausen has been a commissioner at the Federal Trade Commission. In her 3 years there, we've seen her thoughtfully explore the opportunities and challenge this new era of connectivity is bringing to all of us. Before becoming a commissioner, she acquired a notable background in dealing with the issues of privacy, data protection, and cybersecurity, both in private practice as well as a commission staffer. She has put that background in more to use as the FTC has grown in its influence in these core issues in this country and around the world. We're very fortunate to have her share her vision for the future of the Internet of Everything with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming FTC Commissioner Maureen Ohlhausen.
Well, thank you to the U.S. Chamber and its Center for Advanced Technology and Innovation for inviting me to kick off today's program on the Internet of Everything. The U.S. Chamber is truly the Washington presence for those large, medium, and small engines of prosperity, American businesses, which innovate every day to bring new products, improve services, and better outcomes to their customers. The result is a dynamic economy that promises and delivers increased prosperity and opportunity. I know this optimistic view isn't